Most people don't just wake up one day and think, we need to move. It comes in one thought at a time. Over time, it just continues to creep up and continues to come back and come back and come back. My name's Kyle Powers, Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty, and this is The Clear Path Home. This series is about helping people understand where they are at in their real estate journey, sometimes even before they realize that they're on one. Thinking about a move doesn't mean that you're actually ready to move. It just means that something has changed. And in this stage, that really is anything dramatic, right? It always happens. It always happens where it's like, okay, my home starts to feel a little bit smaller. My routines get a little bit harder because of the constrictions of the home. Or maybe you've had some big life-changing events. You've gotten married. Unfortunately, maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it's you had a kid. Maybe you've had two kids. And maybe it's a different job so you can afford something a little bit different. All of those things happen, but they don't happen overnight, right? One of the big things, the reason my wife and I decided we needed to move was because we had a second child, right? And that 2-3 bedroom house that we had wasn't big enough anymore. So we needed more space for our growing family. Now we're currently in the place of getting ready to move. Now we are needing more space outside because we're doing more things with a camper. And so we need that outdoor space, or we want to be able to play catch in the backyard with the kids and not have the trees. So you want a little bit more space to be able to do those types of things. Our kids are getting older. Who knows what we may find in the future, but right now, that is what it is. So it happens slowly over time. So again, doesn't mean that you need to be moving today. It just means that you are in that process of starting the move or starting to think about moving. What I will tell you guys is people ignore these signs. They ignore all of the signs and they start thinking, oh, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to have to move. If I start thinking about it, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to jump on something. That's not what it is. Push all of those emotions down. Where this becomes a problem and where it becomes, kind of an issue with things is when you are waiting without understanding. And so what I would tell you guys, and I say this all the time to people, I want to say it to you too, is that don't wait so long that the perfect house pops up and then you weren't ready to go. Right? And I think that that's the big thing for you to understand is do not sit there and wait so long that you are not quite ready to go and you miss something or without understanding what's actually happening or coming next. And what I'll tell you guys is awareness is not commitment, right? Just being aware of what the next steps are. And again, maybe you're a first-time home buyer, maybe you're buying a second home, but understanding that process and being aware of everything is not commitment. So noticing the signs doesn't mean that you're too late. Typically, it starts to mean that you're too early or that you are being early on everything, which is a fantastic spot to be. I don't care if you are a month out or a year out. I like having these conversations now so that you understand what's coming down that pipe before it happens. I want to make sure that you're asking the right questions, learning everything that you need to learn, understanding what your potential options are with a bridge. Maybe it's a bridge loan versus a contingency sale, or maybe it's a first-time home buyer loan versus a VA loan. I don't know what the thing is, but I won't know unless you reach out and have those conversations. And what I want you to do is understand that when you're doing this, it is time to remove the unknown. That's what I'm looking to do. And I want you to reach out to me, right? So if you started thinking about having those conversations or maybe I want to see what it is. Because I will tell you, as of today, rates are looking really good compared to what they've been in the years past. So what I will tell you is if you are interested in those, reach out. I can't say it enough that you have to reach out and ask the questions. It doesn't even have to be the right question. All you got to do is raise your hand and I will walk you down that process and get you taken care of to make sure that you are making the right decision for you and your potential family. So I want to make sure that you are having those conversations. And low pressure, low sales, no sales. I just want you to be educated on the process. So what I will tell you is that in this phase of home buying, this one is not about action. It isn't about, oh man, I got to get pre-approved. I got to start looking at houses. I got to this, I got to that. It's not about that. This phase is about awareness. I want you to be aware of the signs. Does your house feel small? Did you get married? Again, unfortunately, did you get divorced? Did you have another kid? Did you get a job promotion? Whatever that scenario may be, maybe it's time to start having that conversation. Start saying, hey, I'm starting to notice these things, right? I know that I'm having trouble living in the house that I'm in because my life has changed a little bit. Maybe you have more dogs than what you had and you need a bigger yard. That's a thing too. So I think you need to be aware of this and just be aware of what's happening with that piece of it. So if you've started to notice these changes, you're not behind. You're early and you're right on time. So I want to make sure that you're just paying attention to them and not just brushing them away, because this is the moment that you need to reach out to somebody. Again, hopefully it's me. I would love it to be me, but if it's not, reach out to your preferred real estate professional. Again, keyword professional, but reach out to your person, right? I want to make sure that you are getting taken care of. I want to make sure that you are raising your hand to somebody and saying, hey, what do I do? And having that so that you don't feel lost in that process, or when the perfect home pops, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I love that home, but holy cow, I'm not ready to go because I haven't looked at anything. So if you are feeling that and having those things, be aware. Don't brush it away. Reach out to your real estate professional. If this video has helped you put words to something that you've been feeling, this is the Clear Path Home. I go through this stuff every single step of the way of the buying process. So if you guys have any questions or if you need anything from me, number one, put it in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything I can do. Number two, reach out to me. My personal cell phone number is 785-477-5485. My personal email is kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. I want you guys to reach out. I want you to ask the questions. I want you to raise your hand, say, hey, I don't know if I'm ready, but I want to have a conversation. I'm not going to shove real estate down your throat. I'm going to answer your questions and make sure that you are taking the right steps. I've got a person that I can think of right now who is probably a year, maybe even 2 years away from actually being ready to buy a house. Well, the important part here is that that person has reached out to me. They're asking the right questions. They're asking, what do I need to do? So then we give them actionable steps to make sure that they are taking those, to make sure that when they are ready, they have the best opportunity for them. So if you need anything, let me know. I'd love to talk with you. I would love to work out what that looks like for you. Our next episode, we move into phase 2. This is where changes really start to, you start looking online, you start talking out loud, you start asking people questions about real estate and things like that. So that is phase 2 of the Clear Path Home. We'll see you guys next time.